Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com, setting the record straight about climate. There's only a few days left in this decade, and I wanted to congratulate everyone for all the climate apocalypses they survived. Let's take a look at a few of the disasters you just came through. In 1977, President Carter said the world would run out of oil by 2010. He was president, so he must have known what he was talking about, and you just survived an entire decade with no oil. Congratulations. But don't get too cocky because you're not out of the woods yet. Britain's going to have a Siberian climate sometime in the next week. There'll be nuclear conflict, mega droughts, famine, and widespread rioting across the world. Remember that any one of those things could completely wreck your New Year's Eve plans. Experts from the National Center for Atmospheric Research here in Boulder say we're going to have a new ice age by the 21st century, and power plants are going to boil dry the entire flow of rivers and streams in the continental United States. So we're going to have a new ice age, and Glacier National Park is also going to be ice-free by next week. Polar bears are going to go extinct by 2030 and possibly as early as next week. And experts say there's going to be a climate catastrophe before you get a chance to celebrate New Year's. Experts say that the Maldives will be underwater by the year 2018 and that they'll run out of drinking water by the year 1992. And the same story with Lower Manhattan, which NASA experts say will be underwater no later than last year. Scary stuff, and NASA experts say that the Arctic will be ice-free between the year 2013 and 2018. As bad as that seems, NASA experts also say the Arctic will be ice-free by the year 2012. The BBC says the Arctic will be ice-free by the year 2013. The Sierra Club agrees with the BBC. The Arctic will be ice-free by the year 2013. Nobel laureate Al Gore says the Arctic has been ice-free for 5 years. The Guardian says the Arctic is going to be ice-free by 2015, and there's going to be a methane catastrophe. The Guardian also says the Arctic will be ice-free by the year 2016. And Greenland is going to face a tipping point sometime in the next week. It's kind of scary to think that there's going to be 50 million global warming refugees before New Year's Eve. The Guardian tells us that the UK has been in a permanent drought for the past 8 years. Almost 6 years ago, the New York Times announced the end of snow. The desert Southwest, which is currently flooding, is 8 years into their permanent drought. We know this because President Clinton's climate expert says so. And if all this isn't bad enough, there's going to be a new ice age sometime in the next year. We know this is true because the Washington Post and NASA say so. We could do this all day, but I need to go back to looking out the window for the nuclear conflicts, mega drought, and Siberian climate which the Guardian predicted for the end of the week. So with New Year's coming up, you should feel very proud of yourself. You survived a new ice age and an ice-free Arctic, all without the benefit of having any oil. You also survived permanent drought and a methane catastrophe, not to mention nuclear war and a Siberian climate. It would be great to put all the things you survived over the past decade on a t-shirt, but I'm afraid it just wouldn't fit. Anyway, keep an eye out for all the disasters which experts forecast for the next week, and visit Toto on the web at realclimatescience.com. He's been pulling back the curtain on junk science and propaganda for a long time.